Got to start again. Right, Annie. If in doubt, keep filming. I don't know how any of this is going to work out because it's a lesson in forgiving yourself, a lesson in just letting yourself be in the moment. And if it all goes pear-shaped, it all goes pear-shaped. I'm not used to not seeing people on screen, and so there's nothing coming through at my end. I don't even know if anybody's able to pick it up at the other end. Facebook tells me I'm live, but I've had to drop off YouTube because it's not streaming properly. I don't have enough internet connection. So I'm going to have a little think about that. And for me, it's reminding me I have to power up. Whatever I'm doing, making sure I power up, making sure that I have enough energy and enough of what I need to be able to do whatever it is I'm expecting myself to do. So, on the point of forgiveness, this week, forgive yourself if you haven't had the energy, if you haven't had what you need to do the things that you expected of yourself. We expect way too much, and the guides are forever telling us, slow it down. I have a lovely guide called Jake who just kind of goes, oh, Jacob comes in and he just goes, slow it down, Annie, take it step by step. Just do a bit at a time. It will all come together when you need it to come together. So it's reminding yourself that you are sufficient in what you're doing right now, and all the rest, it'll happen in its own kind of good time. That's what's important. It'll happen when it needs to happen. So taking this lovely full moon energy that we've had and this lovely boost, recognizing what's coming from the inside to the surface through the lunar eclipse to help us to let stuff go, and really just letting it go. I know it sounds easy, and I argue back and forth with Rafe when I say this. It's easy to say, but it's much harder to do when you're a human being. You're trying to do your best. It's it's not all going to be perfect. There's a phrase, tens across the board. Life isn't like that. My life has never been tens across the board, because there's always been something where I've told myself I'm lacking a bit, or somebody else has said, oh, you're lacking a bit here and there. And it's just the fact that we do what we can do and not overcommit. So you also might have been asked to think this week about where you've overcommitted. What have you tried to cram into your day that you don't need to cram into your day, that you can just go, whoa, let's settle down. This is enough. If I do all of this, this is enough. Or if I don't do anything, it's enough. Perhaps I need a break. Perhaps I have to say, right, take it steady, go easy, because sometimes that's what we need to do. And as we move into the waning moon and that process of letting go, just remember, letting go can be just as much work. Sorry, I feel very strongly got Rafe here with me, kind of reminding me, if you're going to clear the clutter, it's work. Don't try and clear the clutter and do a gazillion other things on top. Emotionally, it's work. Energetically, it's work. Let yourself do the work and honour the letting go that's happening. I think that we sometimes distract ourselves from the grieving of letting go by kind of charging on to the next task or the next item on our list. And we've got to honour the letting go. One of the things I love to do when I get the chance is go and just get my feet in the sea or get my feet in the river, because I can let the old energy flow out of me into the water and be carried away But then I have to give myself time to honour that process I've just been through and let my energy rebalance. Um, Rafe will always nudge me when it's time to kind of do a clearing or a cleansing. And sometimes if there's no sea or river available, I'll go walking in the rain, just let myself get wet or let my coat get very wet. But just to transfer that energy and to honour that old energy that's no longer mine and no longer necessary. It can go and it can be used, it can be refreshed, and it can be reused in a positive way. So all of this coming week, when we're under that waning moon, when we've got those energies of Mercury just having a little bit of a wobble for us, it's about just being gentle, being okay with yourself, just feeling your way through it, and it's very much about feeling. We do a lot of putting it into the mental level of our lives. We do a lot of thinking and not so much recognizing that we're also feeling and honoring the feeling and letting ourselves let the feeling rise through us so that we actually know what we're feeling. We've got sorry, this is Rafe, the the teacher. We've got so many words for feelings, but we boil them down to about 3 or 4. We've got whole dictionaries of words to describe how we feel, and we sort of press it into maybe a handful, and then we don't teach ourselves what that feeling is. We just feel something, and what's worse is when other people tell us what they think we're feeling, and we aren't feeling that, but they tell us as if it's, whoa, this is definitely what you're feeling. And we don't get the opportunity to own our own feelings, let alone speak about our own feelings, expressing them and getting out the feelings so they can be dissipated. They get bottled up, and we're coming into a time where we can't continue to bottle it all up. As a humanity, as a human race, we can't bottle it up anymore. We need to let these feelings have life. We need to be able to describe the feeling. Is it anger? Is it irritation? Is it rage? Is it feeling a bit grotty or grungy? Is it that we feel discombobulated? Is it we have to think about, is it envy? Is it jealousy? Is it frustration? We've got to get into describing what's that feeling, and what's the feeling I'm trying to let go so that I don't keep it. And balancing, letting the positives in so that we can also describe the positive feelings. Is it joy? Is it elation? Is it celebration? Is it love? Is it contentment? It took me a long time to recognise contentment. And then one day I was chatting with my gatekeeper guide, Wolf Running, and I was saying, I just feel something. I don't know what I feel, but it's so marvellous, this feeling. I just feel like everything's right. And he said to me, have you ever thought of the word contentment? And I just burst out laughing. I just thought, no. I haven't thought of the word contentment, but that's what I was feeling. I was feeling this lovely contentment. And I think that's really important, to have that sense of what you're feeling so that you know what you want to feel again. Because as soon as I knew it was contentment, I thought, oh, I'll have more of that, please. And I can recognise it now. I can say, well, yeah, actually today I'm feeling contented. I can bring that word in to that feeling, and I can know what it means to me, so that I don't have to think, oh, somebody's talking about contentment. They want to be contented. What do they mean? I know what that feeling is. I'm not thinking, I'm feeling. And we've got this work to do in order to sort of raise the ascension consciousness to plug back into the feelings. Our guides and inspirers are connected to us through our feelings. It's not through thought. I do a lot of teaching of psychics and mediums. I've done it for years, and so many people come in kind of going, I need to connect, but they're trying to think connection, not feel connection. And the energy that the spirit world works with, and the angels work with, and all the others work with, is what we feel. And that's the vital part of this. What we feel is so important, because it opens up this other world that's here right alongside our practical human world. So when you are working in the energy in this coming week, try and identify the feeling. When you're in dreams, try and work out what the feeling of the dream is. When I wake up, the key thing for me is, how did the dream make me feel? Not necessarily what went on. These vivid dreams I've been having all week are all about how I feel in them. I do remember bits and pieces, and that's interesting as someone who does dream analysis, but it's actually, what are the feelings that are surfacing? What am I working through in these dreams? What are my guides bringing me in the dreams to remind me of the connections that I have with them? So it's a wonderful way of making sure that our intuition is switched on, because when we know what we feel, we also know what belongs to somebody else. One of the biggest things for me, learning about my guides, was not that they showed me pictures or they talked to me. It was about identifying how I was feeling, and then noticing a feeling that actually I wasn't feeling, so it couldn't be mine. And then working that out and kind of going, oh, well, are they feeling like this? That's not my feeling. And just practicing questioning my feeling and deciding, well, am I feeling this, or are they feeling this? So that I could get the messages in a different way from that my guides were trying to give me. And one of the things, when we are opening up intuition and trying to get into that ascension consciousness, raising our vibration, is that they will boost us, and they can bring us the energy of contentment to show us what it is, and to boost us if we're lacking in a bit of contentment. They can bring us that energy. If we're lacking in a little bit of love, they can bring us that. We can ask for whatever it is we need. We're able to say to them, oh, I want more of that, please. I'd like less of that, more of that. And if we're feeling it, that's so much more that they can give us, rather than stress and strain our thought process, because it isn't going to come in that way. It's not, I think I am contented. It's, I feel I am contented. That's the difference. So the word of the week is obviously going to be contentment. Working out whether you're contented with where you are right now in your life, and identifying to help you change where you're not contented. Because sometimes the change has to be when we suddenly realise that we're not liking where we are, or what we're doing, or how we're going about things. Then we have to change. And if we are totally contented, if everything is how we want it, there's nothing to change. The guides don't say change for change's sake. They say change because you want to change the feelings that you have. about your life, that you're getting what you need in your life, getting what you require and desire in your life, and that it's a joyful thing, that you're living a life that is right for you. The guides don't tell me how to live my life. They never have, and they never will. They might nudge me to consider things, but it's always my choice. And they bring it back to that thing of, if I'm not contented, if I'm not feeling this lovely feeling, then something needs to change. And it might be something inside of me, it might be something outside of me. But the way to sort that out is to work out where the discontent is, where that bit of me is niggling and saying, no, no, I don't like this, I don't like that. That's what's important. So in the coming week, be aware if you get that little discontented voice going, oh, I'm not happy with this. Pay attention. Your guides will be working to bring that forward for you so that you're able to have that wonderful sense of contentment when things have got connected in the right way. Sorry, I'm laughing because Rafe is saying all of this. And I'm laughing because I've been struggling to get internet connected. And it's just not working. I am going to have plan B, or I have to rethink about how I manage this situation. God bless them. I do love it when they throw me a curveball and I have to work something out. Because I've kind of had a stern word with them about, why have you got me to try to broadcast live on 2 platforms, and then I'm struggling with Facebook not doing what it normally does, and not strong enough internet connections, and after all of the huh and ha and the kerfuffle I went through to get myself to do the double broadcasts. But again, so sometimes it's when we actually have the events in our lives that give us that pause, that make us think, that discontent. I'm discontented now because I can't do both. I was discontented a few weeks ago when they said you need to broadcast on both channels, and it was like, I don't know if I could do that. Having done it and really enjoyed it, now I'm discontented because I can't get live streaming on both. Oh dear, it is such a... Sometimes they give you examples to make you realise that actually the thing you were dreading, you actually really, really enjoy. And that maybe you should engage more with the things you dread, because in the end you might find that you really, really do enjoy them. Oh, how they work it. How they work synchronicity and intuition. Sometimes it blows my mind. And I feel that in the coming week, those kind of light bulb moments will be happening for all of us. Plenty of them. Being able to just click in and connect, because we are in a shift and a massive change. And again, on a humanity level, we are all opening up our intuition. We're all being asked to make these connections to the non-physical world, and to the energies that can help us and the beings that can help us. So it's kind of interesting that these kind of events will step up, that you'll find more and more of the synchronicity if you allow it into your life, if you let it happen. I'm just asking if the archangels are popping in, but I'm getting a not today, so I'm not sure what the archangels are busy doing. But when they're silent, that means they're planning something. So we'll have to see what that works out to be. I would just like to say thank you very much for bearing with me, supporting me. We'll get the gremlins sorted. I will try and find ways to make sure that this video gets out there one way or another. Um, in in kind of the end, in the conclusion, really, I would love to wish you a good week. A good week. There is still the ripples from the lunar eclipse, so emotional stuff is going to keep popping to the surface uh, over the next few days. We are going to be having to let go of things. Fine, it's the waning moon, that makes sense. You know, as Mercury interrupts our communications, pause, give yourself time, listen to people, and then respond from your heart in the way that feels right for you. It's better if you listen first rather than trying to respond in advance, because then you get confused communication. We're certainly getting all that confused communication happening. We're getting the truth percolating through, or a version of the truth, whatever way you want to put it. So, in your own personal life, try to speak to your truth, tap into your feelings, express what you feel. That's far more important than thinking. It's about what do you feel, and move forward gently with yourself. Forgive what hasn't happened, that you didn't get round to. It's fine. You did what was needed in that moment, and you are being the best you can be. Take care, everyone. I will be back next Thursday at 8:30. Hopefully, with all the technology working as it should. Who knows? It's been lovely talking to you, and I hope that you can take a little bit, or the messages that Rafe and Jacob have put into the broadcast this evening. Take care, everyone. See you soon. Bye.